Hi, I'm Decorator Omega, and welcome to the Domovoi. I don't know if that's how you say it, but it's how I'm gonna say it. Anyways, this is a game by the person or people who made Beneath Flows, and yes, this video is late. I apologize about that. I'm gonna record earlier the previous day so that this doesn't keep happening because I'm really bad at this. Anyways, let's play the damn game. There once lived a certain farmer who had a beloved cow. The farmer gave his cow all the grain she could eat. However, soon the cow became sad and thin. The farmer told his friend, "No matter how much feed I put out, she remains skin and bones." At night, a moan came from the attic. He abandons the old one, leaves him all alone. The farmer went to a magical advisor who told him to take bread and salt to the Domovoi. At night, the farmer left the meal in his attic. Soon, the cow fattened once more. The farmer is still alive, he told me. He told me if the Domovoi envies a farm animal, he tears off its tail, rides it, and eats all its feed. Is that the Domovoi? I have a tale for you, friend. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Not one of those old superstitions. Forget all you know about such stories. This is a new tale about real heroes. First performance. Help me. Work it out, will you? Pass the time. Thank you, friend. In an old simple place far from a good railroad, where the soil was too poor for the tractor's plow, the month of March encased a hut with thick ice fences. The weather had sealed the wooden shutters on the windows, all except one, where an unskilled cut had left a 3-inch breach that exposed the glass panes underneath. It had been those 3 inches the spider used to enter the hut, and so, inside this old simple place, the Domovoi negotiated with the spider. The Domovoi moved one step back to see the spider's entire web. Each line of silk connected into a mesh that stretched from a window frame to the center beam. That spider is huge. The spider had fortified this position, the Domovoi believed, as the beginning of a campaign to advance on the red corner, where the Virgin Mary's paper portrait decayed in the progress of time. You are in the home of the absent master Nikolai Pavlovich Gospodarev, the brave man who now battles. I have 300 children, master, the spider interrupted. Don't interrupt me, it's rude. The devils that raid our villages. He is the first son of the patriarch, and I am charged to keep and defend this home. It is winter, master. You are covered with hair, and while my children are soft, the spider continued. The Domovoi paused. The spider had now encased a decorative vase in her silk. The Domovoi moved 2 steps back to see the spider's entire web. Friend, here I'm uncertain. Share your mind. How should the Domovoi advance his argument? He could invoke tradition, perhaps religion. Let's go with tradition. I appreciate this, friend. I told the master I was returned to maintain the familial land, which the Mer distributed to his grandfather in the decades past. I cannot permit the presence of unwelcome, interrupted again. Such talk of homes, master. I've carried my children across field and forests. They're never known the comfort of a familiar space. Old chairs, ovens, beds, those are your luxuries. Would you banish my children and I into the storm? Would you deny us that connection? A little bit. The Domovoi paused. The spider had now encased a wicker broom in her silk. The Domovoi moved 3 steps back to see the spider's entire web. Friend, share your mind. Would it be compelling if the Domovoi were persuaded to listen? I can beat it off with a broom. Not beat, you get it. Good idea, friend. In that moment of weakness, a wave of black dots rolled off the spider's back and onto the web. The children huddled into packs where they shivered like atoms. After this performance, the winter winds, previously familiar to the Domovoi, now seemed to besiege the hut. The Domovoi turned from the spider and her brood, limped to the bench crafted by his master some time ago, and fell onto it. He rested a hand on his knee, the other pulled at his beard. His simple mind produced no valuable thoughts. Will you light the oven for us, master? It is cold. Great work, friend. I agree the Domovoi would be a creature who does not think past tradition. Friend, I feel your unease. You shouldn't think what could about what could have been, because there aren't tales we perform the same twice. We're building new worlds. Even this performance will change characters and events, will be different in your memories than when you first heard them. So I am half expecting this to be, have at least multiple endings, possibly more than that in this one. Doesn't that comfort you? Forgive me. I was carried off. I'll continue. Possibly complete branching paths, whereas the old one, they'd always, end up in at minimum 2 endings. One of the 2 endings I found. Near that old simple place where the Domovoi and the spider had negotiated, the soldier took a hammer from his sack. It felt comfortable in his hand. He had swum the deep lakes, crossed the dark swamps, rested in the peaceful backwaters, and survived the primeval forests. Now in this some simple place, he would settle and build the new world. The soldier tore open the wooden shutters with 3-inch breach and exposed the glass panes underneath. He raised his hammer. Inside the hut, the burning oven blackened the walls and furniture with a strata of soot. The Domovoi resented each particle. Despite routine attempts to clean, he could not combat the powerful furnace. He had been sitting on his master's bench, trying to think of anything other than soot, when the soldier's hammer shattered the window. In the next moment, the Domovoi felt his skin melt, his muscles shred, his bones shatter, all at once. His consciousness stretched to take on the room's full dimensions. The oven warmed his newly won interior. Winter froze his exterior. Just as the threatened tortoise retreats into its shell, the Domovoi had become the hut. When the soldier climbed through the broken window, the Domovoi felt as if he had swallowed a bowl of thick ski. It didn't feel unsafe. His physical form had merged into the walls, the furniture, the sheepskin beds, but it was too late to douse the active oven that revealed the presence of life. The Domovoi watched the perceptive soldier unbutton his holster and take out a revolver. Simple creatures have simple thoughts. The soldier was the soaring eagle, the hero of the land, but the Domovoi saw a thievish fox. He worried for the silver samovar, still full with water. He worried for the iconic towel embroidered with his master's portrait. He knew he could not defend both. Okay. Too late, so the active oven? What am I gonna do with the active oven? What is dear to this Domovoi? Does he protect the samovar or the towel? I don't know. Let's go... What is this? What is he gonna do with the oven? I kind of want to know. No, it's not. Let's just keep samovar. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's that. Okay, that's good to know. Good idea, friend. The Domovoi concentrated on the features of the silver samovar. Its handles resembled piled snakes, functionless in their decoration, but the Domovoi thought this excess beautiful. The surfaces had been polished to reflect the room. The Domovoi thought hard on these perceived qualities, to engrave them into his mind, because he would need to remember. Apprehensive, mournful, they transmuted this valuable samovar into wood. It looks good in wood. When the soldier inspected the wooden samovar, its surface reflected none of his attractive features. At its firm touch, the dried bark dusted his nails, but when he'd first entered the hut, the samovar's silver shine had drawn his attention. He knew only one creature had such dominion over the household. I'm not here for theft, Domovoi. Come out, let's discuss this problem of ours. Great work, friend. I'm impressed with the consistent portrayal of the Domovoi's greed. The way he hoards his master's wealth. Well, he's protecting his master's wealth, theoretically. In that old, simple place where the month of March rose its furious storms, the soldier turned from the wooden samovar and saw the Domovoi sitting on his master's bench, one hand on a knee. The soldier pulled a chair to the table and considered the creature. Old hair, old bones. Sorry. Is that what your master looked like, Domovoi? Address him as master, rude intruder, the spider said. The Mer distributed this land to him. You must leave, the Domovoi said to the soldier. Am I not a guest? Where is my tea, my bread? You let the spider stay here. Answer me, Domovoi. The Domovoi pulled at his beard. I am charged to defend this hut until the master returns. No one lives here. The village is abandoned. He is lying, master, the spider said. Loose hair collected on the Domovoi's palms. Whom was your master conscripted to fight? He battles the eastern devils as we speak. The soldier paused. He considered the wooden samovar. I'm sorry, friend. The war ended 60 years ago. The Domovoi sank. He could not count, but he knew this to be a large number. Your master is dead. The soldier lit a cigarette. The soldier... Oh, wait, did I just read that? Yeah, as the spirit slouched further into his knees, the soldier's drags became longer, more comfortable. The fires in the oven died. The hut grew cold as if it had never been warm. The cigarette burned so bright. The Domovoi searched those tiny fires. They were his master's candles, unlit for decades. Would he never return? Find a different hut. The soldier tossed a spent cigarette, or find a different path. He put his revolver on the table. The Domovoi felt the furniture around him like phantom limbs. He had seen such a tool before, a musket of his master used to kill thievish foxes. Several anxieties clustered in the house spirit's consciousness. The wooden samovar pleaded to him. Its existence depended on the Domovoi's survival. They were trophies of a backwards civilization, hoarded by a dead man's creature. Old relics, old sins. Tell me, friend. Does the Domovoi press the revolver to his heart, or put it in his mouth? I don't like this idea, so we're just gonna do this instead. Oh, he didn't like that. Did you not like that? What is this, comrade? What are you even saying? Okay, sure, the Domovoi survives. I'll continue. Did I ruin your story? I am so sorry. I'm not sorry at all. Fuck you. In that old, simple place where the promise of progress loomed, the Domovoi put the revolver back onto the table. The household calmed, his consciousness quieted. I'm sorry, friend. The soldier threw the table aside and raised his hammer. Am I gonna get beaten to death by a hammer? Yep. The Domovoi felt a blow, then the floor, then the household scream. Once more, the cold hammer struck him. He tried to organize his injuries in his mind. Salt filled his mouth. The Domovoi saw dark fluid on the floor and understood his mouth. Yeah, dark fluid on the floor and understood his mouth had filled with blood. Once more, the cold hammer struck him. A bitter crack came from his hand. The Domovoi felt trembles in his arms and understood his hand had broken. Once more, the cold hammer struck him. Warmth coursed his throat. Once more, the cold hammer struck him. Fire started in his wrist. Once more, the cold hammer struck him. Objects burrowed inside his knee. I don't know what these do. The Domovoi felt pulses in his knee and understood it had shattered. Once more, the cold hammer struck him. Wetness ran down his back. Once more, the cold hammer struck him. A dam burst inside his head. Once more, the cold hammer struck him. Welts formed on his arm. Well, yeah. The Domovoi could not be certain of his arm's condition. The house no longer spoke to him, and he understood the blows had stopped. Sometime later, when the Domovoi would restore the samovar, trying to return the hut to its original condition, he would remember the cold spots on his flesh, all the same circumference as the tool that constructed them. The samovar, with its polished silver, would reflect the Domovoi's broken form, trans not from the hammer, but from his natural reconstruction. When he would stare at his other self, he could feel his bruises pulse, his scars reopen, his bones tremble. Did I become a different person? A thing? But the present moment the soldier still stood over him with the hammer. I'm not a murderer, creature. I'll find another place, but in some time when the furious land has consumed you, I'll return to tame it. He left through the shattered window. Strangle him to death. He lied, master. The village is full with peasants and other such creatures, the spider said. She had now encased the red corner in her silk. The Domovoi returned the broken glass to the window frame. When he connected the pieces, the window restored itself as if it had never been shattered. He closed the shutters with the 3-inch breach, limped to the sheepskin beds above the oven, and then slept. That's the end. That was okay. Sure. Leonia insists I become assertive. Do you realize how rude you have been? I invited you into my kitchen. I performed for you, and you disrespect me as you have. Did you think this backwards tale would carry me to Moscow? I'm no wrecker. Get out. Fuck you! A certain woman moved from her household and invited the Domovoi to come live with her. However, the new house already had a Domovoi. When the night came, the two Domovoi clawed and fought for the Domovie. That's a plural. For control of the household. The woman husband told her, we can't have two masters, we must get rid of yours. That night, the husband beat the wall with a broom and shouted, depart from here, intruder. The woman's Domovoi fled out the window. From then on, there was quiet in the house. Later, the husband saw his wife's banished Domovoi in the forest, and the creature tore out his throat. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get back to the part with the gun, and we're not gonna shoot him this time. But we're gonna shoot him this time. Okay, I chose religion this time. Thank you, friend. Until the master has returned to kneel before the red corner, where I've trimmed the lamp to burn with the same intensity as it did the moment he left, I cannot permit the presence of unwelcome, and then I assume this is the same thing. Oh, master, but doesn't that light attract the worst insects who chew at the icons with their greed teeth? My children would eat them all. You'd fear their little decimations no more. The Domovoi paused. The spider had now encased the wicker broom. Friend, yes. After your mind compelling, the Domovoi were persuaded to listen. Yeah, let's go with that. Alright, I'll be back when interesting things change. Alright, we're gonna defend the towel this time. I appreciate this, friend. The Domovoi concentrated in the iconic towel's features. Folded over a wooden bar, its embroidered front depicted his master Nikolai. The portrait's eyes seemed to stare at one another. After some frustration with his wife's efforts, the vain Nikolai had chosen to sew it himself, but he had not sat still in the process. The Domovoi stored these flaws in his memories as he moved the individual threads and began to re-knit the portrait. When the soldier inspected the iconic towel, the thread cascaded. Nikolai's face crawled down the wool canvas. His forehead, nose, mouth split into 2-3 parts. A breaking puppet animated. The soldier, undisturbed, pulled the towel from its bar and stopped the performance. He knew only one creature had such dominion over the household. I'm not scared, Domovoi. Come out. Let's discuss this problem of ours. Great work, friend. I'm impressed. We showed the Domovoi's reverence of the red corner, then emphasized its connection to the patriarchal power with the towel. Thank you. Old hair, old bones. Was that what your master looked like? Yes, okay. No one lives here. Village is abandoned. Battles the Eastern Devils. Yes, we know. War ended 60 years ago. Would he never return? Alright, the soldier waited. Tell me, friend. Does the Domovoi... So apparently this is a rude option, because he's a dick. It made sense to me. It's a house spirit. Even if his master won't return, he was told that he was going to, be here until his master returned. If his master doesn't return, he's gonna be here forever. Deal with it. It's better than killing himself. Does the Domovoi press the revolver to his heart or put it in his mouth? Let's do it in his mouth. The Domovoi put the revolver into his mouth. His hand started to shake. The silver samovar screamed at him. Why is the samovar screaming at me? Yes, friend, now push that bit of metal in. The Domovoi listened to the instructions, but the tool did not fire. The iconic towel screamed at him. Oh, there we go. That's going to scream at me, too. Try again. Ah, sorry. Some chambers are empty. Try again. Once more, the Domovoi listened, but the tool did not fire. The house screamed at him. Here, idiot, I'll show you. The soldier reached over, but flinched as the revolver fired. When he looked down, a pile of dead hair littered the floorboards. In that old, simple place where the Domovoi had been overcome, the winter storm calmed. The soldier had crossed the dark swamps, swum the deep lakes, rested in the peaceful backwaters, and survived the primeval forest. Now in this new promised place, he would settle and build the new world. Oh, master, I apologize for my earlier comments towards you. The Domovoi had me under a wicked spell, the spider said. Oh, you lying bitch! Do not worry, friend. This is a new land, where women can fulfill themselves without negotiating with men. The soldier filled a comfortable container with the spider and her brood, where they huddled into packs to produce silk. Ah, tell me, friend. How does the spider build this new world? Oh, the soldier. Does he cremate the Domovoi or replace the iconic towel? I don't know, cremate, why not? The soldier filled the oven with the Domovoi's remains. Once more, the furnace burned. The flames transmuted the corpse into a compact mixture of bone and ash. The creature would never resurrect, as he had been emptied of magic. It was only the start of the soldier's work, but the household was now on the path to progress. Great work, friend. You've been instrumental in constructing this tale. I am concerned, though. Do you think the peasants will spread this tale as one of their own? Perhaps we should have put in more humor if the spider wore a hat. Ah, I've kept you too long, though. So rude of me. Thank you for listening to my performance. No, our performance. Goodbye, friend. I don't think I've read this one. I think this changed. A certain old woman and a certain old man moved into a new house. Night came. The old couple put out the lamp and discussed how the Domovoi always appears on the first night in a new house. Which one of them would he choke, the old woman said. May he keep away from me. Let him choke you. The old couple went to sleep terrified. About midnight, a crack resounded in the room. The old couple woke, but he didn't dare to move. They saw that the Domovoi was sitting on an intruder, strangling him dead. Then the old couple calmed down and were even content with the new master. Oh, that's a different picture, I think. Alright, I'm gonna go back and shoot him in the heart this time and see what happens. I'm also gonna, tell the spider to fuck off. Yeah. Ah, the broom? Okay, friend. In that moment of weakness, a flood of black dots rolled off the spider's back onto the web. The Domovoi seized the broom and struck the web, scattering the vulnerable children like droplets. Monster! Creature! The spider rallied her children and retreated through the 3-inch breach, back into the merciless winter. The Domovoi returned the broom to its position, the precise location it had been since his master left. And in the same moment, the banished spider suffered in the March cold. He lit the oven for his comfort. Good work, friend. I agree that Domovoi would be a creature who did not think past tradition, and the suggestion about the broom. I was not intending the story to take that direction, but perhaps it works like a surprise. Sure, that the Domovoi had a late moment of assertiveness. Alright, well, let's go get to the next part. He raised his hammer. We're gonna beat the hell out of him, or I'm gonna shoot myself in the face. Thoughts. He knew he could not defend both. What's the active oven? I want to see what that does. What? The oven? Ah, sure. Okay, friend. The oven. The oven boom. You are in the home of Nikolai Pavlovich Gospodarev, the brave man who... The soldier turned and fired. The bullet chipped its ceramic tile, ricocheted into a bench. Flames plumed inside the furnace. The Domovoi opened his stone mouth and spewed, but the soldier shielded himself with a uniformed arm. Smoke choked the room. The soldier put his revolver back in its holster. In the red corner, embers consumed the paper icon. Don't burn us down Domovoi, come out. Let's discuss this problem of ours. Hold, you must be more careful with these decisions. If you have the Domovoi speak to value his master's households, then assault the spider and soldier. It sounds as though you condone his backward views. Oh, sorry about that. Alright, pulled up a chair. Oh, you little shit. Address him as Master Rude Intruder, the spider said from the vase she's hidden in. You little bitch! Urgh. Would you send me into the cold like that brood I watched you vanish? Well, I mean, they're still here, reportedly. It's in the vase. No one lives here, village is abandoned. Yeah, it's just without the spider's input. The war ended 60 years ago. Yes, I'm aware. I was here. Would he never return? But the revolver, let's shoot me in the face. In the heart. Why not? The Domovoi pressed the revolver to his heart. His hand started to shake. The silver samovar screamed at him. I don't think this part matters. The Domovoi listened to the instruction, but the tool did not fire. The iconic towel screamed at him. Ah, sorry, some chambers are emptied. Try again. Once more, the Domovoi listened, but the tool did not fire. The house screamed at him. Here, idiot, I'll show you. The soldier reached over, but flinched as the revolver fired. When he looked down, a pile of dead hair littered the floorboards. And that old, yep, okay. Thank you, Master. That cruel creature banished me into the cold where my 300 children would have died. You're welcome, friend. This is a new land where women can fulfill themselves without negotiating with men. You lying little shit. Well, I did that. Oh, this one wasn't a lie. You lied last time. The soldier filled the comfortable container with the spider and her brood where they huddled into packs to produce silk. Ah, tell me, friend. Does he dismantle the red corner? Why not? The soldier pulled the icons from the red corner and piled them into the oven. The furnace, kindled with the backwards relics of a selfish village, burned once more, and the soldier would work to keep the flames alive. It was only the start of the soldier's work, but the household was now on the path to progress. Great work, friend. You've been instrumental. Do you think the peasants or spider wore a hat? No. No humor. Oh, okay. Well, at least you weren't a dick about it. You were a dick last time when I told this Domovoi would survive, and then you had him beaten to death with a hammer. Or beaten to death and then he regenerated with a hammer. Anyways, I don't think there's anything else to this game. So, it doesn't seem like there's many alternate endings. Well, there kind of is, but at least it's not randomized like the previous one. Not that there was anything wrong with that. It was just a little bit weird that you could play through the game again, and, if you happen to get the exact same ending no matter what chances you were given, or no matter what choices you made, like if you got unlucky and just got the same ending again, you probably wouldn't replay it a third time assuming you would get a different ending, unless it like alternates between endings. Anyways, I did like this one. This video will be up in Christ knows how long. I don't know how long I've been recording. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so yeah, this video will be up in probably quite a while, so we're done here. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Hope you stop by again sometime, and I'll see you then if you do.